Hello there, my name's Mark, and today I've been playing Crawl Space. So I picked up this game, one, because I heard it could fit on a 2x2 foot space, which is perfect for my home lockdown gaming. It can be played solo. It was recommended as a Rangers of Shadow Deep type game in space, and it had excellent terrain. It's Battle Systems terrain, which I backed to Kickstarter for the fantasy terrain. So I wanted to, because it's delayed, I wanted to see what it was like, so I ordered the game. And it's cyberpunky, and I've been getting into cyberpunk with Hardwired from Osprey Games. So that's probably enough said. Let's go and see what my game is like, and we'll chat about it on the other side. See you on the other side. Hello there. Right, so this is the setup for the Mission 1, the first mission in the campaign. I think there's 9 missions in the campaign overall. Let me have a quick flick. Aftermath, Mission 9, yeah, looks like Mission 9. Anyway, this is page 1, it starts on page 67 of the floppy paper rulebook, which you get in the core set. Basically, there's rumour that there's a sleazeball lounge, a trading post in a fairly safe place. It's seen better days, but there is a bit of a low purge presence, which has emptied the area out, so there's only a few people hanging around this space station now. We need to find a civilian, one of these blue characters here, shake him down and see if he's got a data chip which will give us the upper hand in some sort of trading assignment in a Shadow Market. You only have 2 crew in this mission, so I'm going to play the green crew. That is Ariana and Gak, an alien called Gak. Ariana has a speed boost, so everyone normally moves 4 inches. She's got a special ability where she can move an extra inch, and Gak has an ability where he can spend his skill points to do 2 extra dice damage in close combat. And he's also sort of, even though he's got a knife for no reason particularly, he's actually better with his fists. And we've got the enemy crew over here, and they are Jace and Lars. So I'm going to be playing as that crew as well, but I'm going to play them very basically. Basically, they're not going to go for the civilians, they're just going to loot the place. And then maybe if there's an opportunity when they find out that I've got the objective, if they're in a favourable position, they might attack me. If not, they might just bug out. Let's just see how they do. I don't really want to focus on them. I want to sort of keep it fairly simple and solo at the moment. So it's just going to be me coming in, finding a civilian, looting and getting out. That's the plan. See if they get in the way, see if they distract the purge. I like to think I'm kind of a heroic person and like to save people. Let's see if I can do that. So, turn 1, we have an event deck, which there's only a couple of cards. Let's just see. So you don't get that many cards, I haven't counted them, but you make an event deck, which is something like Purge, Random, and Character cards. And you're going to draw one every turn, and it's going to tell you what to do based on where the threat tracker is on this doohickey. So it starts down here, it should have a pin in there already on Relaxed. Every turn that's going to go up. If someone shoots, it's going to go up by 1, and it's going to get more threats. And this basically tells you how many purges are going to appear every turn. The reward is 5 universal credits, and then loot what you can. Basically, if I persuade a civilian, I roll dice. On a 5 or a 6, it's the right civilian. I just need to take the chip home. We start at threat level 1. There are no rare items anywhere. Let's get on. Now, I've not got space to put the ships on, so I'm technically starting on the board. I'll just knock off an inch of my movement to get that covered. We'll see how it goes. Right, so turn 1. There's a nice, on the very back, on page 104, and the last 2 pages are really good. They've got a very good sort of quick reference. So, hostility phase. Put a black chip in threat tracker. Can you see that on my... There we go. So my threat tracker's gone up by 1. Starts with 1, it's gone up by 1, and you draw an event card. Let's see what we've got. What's it worth? The nearest unengaged civilian to a trader makes a move action towards that trader. This guy's the closest to either of us, and since I am the priority holder with the coin, I get to choose who it is, so it's going to be him moving towards me. But he's got a long way to go, he's probably going to end up in the middle. What happens when he moves? Moves towards the trader, and if they enter base contact, it's not going to happen. Then they will, the player can buy the intel. If they accept, they can take the next 3 event cards, view them, and put them back in any order. But I don't have 2 universal credits to start with, so I think that's worthless, but it does mean that this guy's going to come towards me. I'm just going to count the squares for movement. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to get to that doorway there. So he must have been accessing that computer there. And he thought, oh, I've got something, new information, and I'll go and find out who the new people on the ship are. Simple as that. Nice, easy first event. What's the next phase? Trader phase, that's us. I've got priority, so I move one of my guys first. So I'm going to move my big guy Gak, so he's 1 to move on, 3 and 4. That's one action. I'm just going to keep it off the board for now. And with my second action, you can do a search. I'm just going to search the room that I'm in. That means I draw a random item from the bag, and I've picked up a better pistol. So I've entered the space station, sort of had a look around, can't see anyone, but someone's left a pistol on the... it's slightly better than my pistol, because it's got this bullet symbol. It's better than my basic pistol. This lets me spend an extra dice. Okay, so he's done 2 actions. He's moved onto the ship and he's done a search. So this room is searched and it can't be searched again. So you can put a token down to remember that if you really want. That reminds me of Hero Quest, when you could just search rooms and corridors and such like that. Now the enemy is going to move, and they just want to move to the nearest loot box. So he moves 1 onto the ship, 2, 3, 4. That's 1 move. 2 actions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Moving towards this loot box to see what he can get. Then back to me. This lady can actually get an extra move. So 1 onto the board. 1, 2, 3, and 4 gets her 2 there. I can't search this room again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. She's got an extra 1, 5. So she's just short of that box there. So I think I'm going to have sort of Gak looting, and I might just have Ariana maybe a little bit of looting to try and get a better weapon, and then mainly focus on the civilians. So turn 1, we've done hostility phase, we've done the trader phase, now it's the purge phase. So we look at the threat tracker here. You can just see my fingers wiggling on the smaller camera. And it says it's relaxed and it has no enemies on it. So I think we just skip that. NPC phase. So you roll a dice for each civilian. So this guy here, the alien, number 5. That would turn him into a... I don't know what to call him. Live one. But because it's not that threat level yet, he's not going to. So he might not be a live one at the moment. If the hostility level is too low for a live one to appear, nothing happens. So he's the one with the data, and he's just sort of scratching his head thinking, oh, there are 2 crew coming on. Who should I give my data to? Right-o. Oh, so this civilian here, who we've got here, we've got Karori and we've got Butler. This is Butler. 2, he's going to attack, so he thinks it's a threat to the space station. Make an assault action against the closest target, then move twice in the direction. If no target, move in the direction of the arrow, so that's that way. So he's picking his gun, 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone moves 4, I'm just going to use, for simplicity's sake, would have sort of mapped out the same if I'd used the measuring stick. You can use the inches on the actual board itself. And the final civilian here, Karori, another attacker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, because there's no one in range. Assessment phase, you remove tokens, so there are tokens that say I've activated, just like, you know, Vanguard and Warcry, etc. But in the simple early phases, there's not a lot going on the board. I don't think I really need them to put them on and take them off again. So, oh, we forgot someone. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to go for this chest here. They're going to split up. So we've had the 2 traders, my 2 traders, and civilians move. No purge actions. We're on to round 2. Hostility, add 1 peg. Draw an event card. They're everywhere. Another big one. Right. Swarm. Relaxed purge. Swarm. You've noticed them here and You've noticed them here and there. Small insects clustered on the pipes and conduits, probably attracted by the residual energy. They were no bother at first, but now they seem to consider you a threat and they attack. Although not lethal, just to make sure, I'm just going to push on this token, so it's the looter crew. Although not lethal, they are a nuisance and have a poisonous bites. All non-purge characters lose 1 action this round and cannot make effortless actions unless they have a skill statistic of 3 or higher. Okay, so basically it's taking me down to 1 action. That's not a great thing. So I would really like to loot a box and move. So it's the looters going first this time. Let's see, can we get to a box? Let's see what's in a box. 1, 2, I'm gonna go on this side of the box here. Can you see that on the camera? You can start to see my finger wiggling around. And open the box. So it's exciting. Slightly more exciting than, flipping a card deck. But slightly more annoying when you had to set it up at the beginning. So he's found a target laser, a baton, and a machine rifle. They are all awesome. So he's going to swap his machine rifle. That's much better. You might as well take a baton as well, and then his pockets are full. Ranged reroll. You can put a scope on his rifle. Target laser. Don't know how that works, whether it's permanent. So I'm going to leave the baton in the box and instead take the machine rifle, which has lots of dice in short range, and a ranged reroll. And whether that's a one-off or not, I'll have to look that up when I get to use it. Hopefully he's a looter and he's not going to bother me in this game. Anyway, so I've done 1 action. Then it's over to me. Oh, he did a move and he only had 1 action, remember? Let's just park that. That's what he's going to do next turn. Okay. I hate being slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to move towards the civilian here. This guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, adjacent to this box. And this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, into this room. So that is all the traders done. They're just moving around. The looters are going to boxes. Gak is just following Aniana. Let's see how they're going to do. So what is next? Trader phase, that's us. Purge phase. So you check on here. We're still not in the threat level zone here at the moment. So I don't think anything happens. NPC phase, so let's do this NPC. Number 4, what does that mean? Join crew, the closest trader in short range and line of sight. So I just joined the crew. Ooh, I think I might be in short range. Good job on move. That would be very lucky. Yes, short range. So this civilian with the extra data has joined my crew. So what is he called? He is Ganik. So he is now under my control until he rolls that again. Apparently. That's useful. So now instead of rolling the dice, I can control him and see what he does rather than doing something random. Hide. So the ones that wanted to come and attack me, so Butler. Move into cover from the nearest, if no cover or no enemies, move in direction C. So he's moving back. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Kiori, join, but not in line of sight. Just move in that direction. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because he can't. That's the only door. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, maybe going through that door there. Just wandering space station, doing whatever they do in their space stationary duties. NPC phase, assessment phase, which is you take off the tokens from the board. And back to the top. So that is the end of the relaxed phase. We're not quite into guarded yet, but if someone shoots for some reason, that would cause us to be in the guarded phase. So an event card, round 3. I've got a bad feeling about this. So the event cards have the first few just had lots of text on like that. It says relaxed to purge, which is what this tracker shows. This one has relaxed to guarded, so in the first part of the game, and then the rest of the game. So just in the first part, a massive screeching noise echoes through the air. Raise hostility by 1. Okay, so that actually does take us into the guarded phase. So that basically just means when the purge come on, hostility actions, roll roll for each type. So basically I'm going to start rolling to see if harvesters are going to come onto the board now because of that. Otherwise it would have been a free turn for us again. So turn 3 could have possibly been free, but now we're in the guarded phase. Trade phase, and the coin comes back to me, the Ariana team. So, when it means I control the... And you know what? I'm going to use him first. 2 actions. I'm going to go and loot that box before the looter does. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He can get there. And his second action is loot the box. And I can't carry as much. That's a bit of a pain. What has he found? A common pistol, which is just slightly better than mine. A cool rifle. Outland energy rifle enhanced. And an ammo magazine. 7 ammo. Now, I don't think he can carry a big thing, which is very unlucky. But, you know, the pistol is better. The ammo mag's quite cool. I'll take the pistol, because it makes him a slightly better combatant. And unfortunately, I have to put the other 2 back, because I don't even carry anything. So that was 2 actions from him over to the enemy. He's going to loot that box. He looted it last turn. He picked up the... Because he only had 1 action last turn, I accidentally did 2. He moved next to the box, now he's looting it. So it's me again, and... If he's on my crew, do I need to persuade him? I'm sure I do. Let's just do that. Or... Right. Ariana goes next to my new crew member as 1 action as a movement, and then she's going to try and persuade him. So persuading, I would look at my skill, which is 3, so I take a blue dice and 2 other dice, 3 dice. You always take a blue one, and 1 for each of the skill peg. And basically, I need to roll over his persuade value. So 1 gets blocked by his persuade value, which is 1, and the other one gets through. So I persuaded him. I can now see if he has the data check. A 3. So I think it was 1 to 4. He does not. Disgruntled employee. This is not the disgruntled employee. There's no further effect. So I need to find someone else. It's worth knowing. So I moved and I interacted. The other trader, since he's next to the box, he's going to loot it because there is a better pistol in there. I think he can carry both of them. So that's his first action. That is Lars. So he's going to drop his rubbish pistol and take the ammo clip and the better weapon and put his rubbish pistol back in the box. And then he's got another move. Where can he loot now? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're not being hostile to each other because there's nothing to be hostile about. And as I say, I'm thinking this is a friendly station. That may change in future games. Because if you start shooting at each other, it brings the purge and you put your ammo token on here. So now I've got Gak. Gak is just going to search the room. He's got an ammo clip. 7 plus 7 ammo. And again, I can just say I've searched this room. And then I'm going to move. What's the quickest way? I think going through the middle is the quickest way. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. You looted and moved. You gotta move as well. So 1, 2. Don't follow this for consistency. Right, let's see if we can start getting consistent from now on. So all the traders have moved. Purge phase, right, so we look at the threat tracker, it says roll the black dice and you roll the white dice to find out where it's going to come on. If you get a skull, then an enemy will appear. I've got 2 skulls and it's number 5. 4, 5. 2 harvesters are appearing in this room. So poor butler, that's not a harvester, that's an assassin. Space station has been boarded, intruders detected. So butler is in trouble. Luckily these are only hand-to-hand only, so they're going to have to move. But if they do get into base-to-base, they can chomp on you a little bit. They attack automatically, like a charge attack, I guess, in other games. Okay, so we've got 2 purge on the board, then they move. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. They have an ability where they can just move over terrain, these guys. Small terrain and through windows. So he's going to get free attack on Butler here. So you look at here, he's got 2 dice to attack, so a blue one and a white one. Bang. 2 hits. Butler has... Does he have any armour? No armour. Butler's down. We've lost a civilian. So that means the data chip is on the other civilian, which is over here. And then this one's going to move 1, 2, 3. Ooh, closest. Just going to move there. I'm going to try and go through that window and attack through there. Let's see if that's the right thing to do. So move. How many actions? They only have 1 action. They only have 1 action, so that's why he moves and attacks, because he has a. If I'm next to someone, I attack. He's just moving. Right. That's the purge phase. That doesn't count as ammo being used. So NPC phase. I think I need to roll for my NPC to see if he joins a crew or becomes a live one. Does he leave my crew? So he's a bit fickle. Let's just reread that joining crew bit. If the joiner result is rolled, they will change their minds and revert to being a civilian. So, after being on my ship, because I asked him if he had a data, he didn't think I was trustworthy, and he's reverted back to being a civilian. What a numpty. Okay, Kiori, you're the one with the data chip. Let's find out where you're going. Attack 2. Do you attack Purge, I wonder? You must do. Closest target. I reckon this Purge is going to be the closest target. Then move twice. So he's going to shoot and then leg it. He's sort of going to leg it into that corner, which is a dead end. It's unfortunate. It's medium range. I don't think it's really going to matter. He's got 1 armour anyway. So he breaks his weapon, which doesn't matter. He doesn't really have... Oh, he's got 2 dice. Double misfire, so whatever weapon he's got is broken. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to try and move you around there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a shot, leg it off. Which is not great for my guys. Might mean I'm going to double back around there. NPC phase, they're all done. So it's a new phase. So we get a black... Oh, we had a shot then, didn't we? So I'm going to raise... Does it only go when a trader shoots? What happens when a... After the first range action made by a trader in each round? You know, I'm not going to have that. He's not a trader. But I am going to get Anchor Peg, and then I'm going to go to an event on turn number 4. The Great Unwashed. We are still in guarded, so we only did the first one. Ah! The nearest civilian to an enemy immediately moves twice up to 8 inches directly away from it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's legging it, so that's cool. Trader phase. Trader moves around to them, so the looters are going to go first. They ain't afraid of no Purge. You can probably see long range. What's he got? He's got a short range, medium range, long range. So he's got 2 dice at, I'm sure, it's not short range, it's medium range. You could potentially take out. And what does cover do? There's a few things I haven't really double checked. Reduce hits by cover, page 15. Let's have a quick look at that. Reduce hits by 1. No, he's going to keep looting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just out. So 1. So he's next to a box to open for next turn. Then I will move. We've got to try and get to her. You're the fastest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the enemy wants to loot boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then me. Do I want to back myself up? Rather than... Oh, there's a box here, right. 1, 2, 3, and search this box. We have an outline pistol, which is rubbish. We have a line rifle, which is pretty good. 222, pretty standard. Might as well take that, get rid of my 2 basic weapons. Boink. Boink. That is a really nice rifle. 222, very standard. And it can do an ammo thing, and lots of ammo. I've got a stim pack, D6 ammo. Or a stim pack. I like the idea of having health, you know? I don't want to die. So I'm going to leave the ammo in the box. Pick it up later on, maybe, if I... Because it is a laser pistol, you can put it on full charge and really blow through a lot of ammo, but... Yeah, we'll see. So he's done 2 actions, she did 2 actions, he's done 2 actions, he's done 2 actions. We're all good. That's the trader phase done, the purge phase... Purge phase, so new people come on. So we're in the guarded, no one's had a shot. So black and white. If we roll a skull, something's going to come on. 1 skull at number 1. Number 1 is over here. So another harvester comes on, it's obviously tracked to loot a ship. And then they're all going to act. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. That gets him in close combat. And then he's going to attack. So he's going to attack the looter. 2 dice to attack. 1 hits. He has no defense. So he loses a health point. So I've got there, I'm just taking a health point off that character there. He's only looter, so I'm not going to spend too much time on him. So I just hear fights going on in the background. And then this guy's going to go... Who's closest? I think it'd be more interesting if it went for him, but he's technically closer. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're climbing through the window after Captain Lars. He's not there. Very under attack. This is a mirror image to how the game went on my sort of playtest. Just getting to know the rules, where they're all attacking me and they're all on my side. They would have been appearing there and there, like before he even picked a weapon. And this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to try and go after this civilian. And we still need to get to this one for a data chip. So that is the purge, has all moved. NPC phase. So we've only got 2 NPCs this one. Number 3 is going to hide. Eesh. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to hide behind the doorway there. And my little hacker girl that I'm chasing down, she wants to trade with me. Oh, okay, that's okay. So she's actually going to move towards me. Towards the nearest unengaged trader in line of sight. 1, 2, 3, 4. She reaches me, and that means she's going to reach into her pockets and say, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Have one of these tokens. Have 3,000 credits to get me off the ship. I will take that. You can have my combat knife, and I will take your 3,000 credits." So I'm going to give her that and take her chips. Fantastic. NPC phase, remove tokens, we need to do that. So new phase. Put a token on and draw an event card. Turn 5. Relax, watch your back. We're in the guarded phase. Yeah, oh, even in the, yeah, we're still covered. Triangulate. The purge hijack your local network to identify organic targets. If there are no devastators in play, place 2 at the nearest entry point to a trader. Yikes, that is me. I'm glad I had Gak coming to back me up. Just as, so I can see the hackers sort of checking this on their computer, saying, "Oh my god, this is getting a 3rd action without the link rule." Okay, I've got to double check what the link rule is. Characters with this icon have their actions linked. This means that any actions they take in their turn must be of the same type. For instance, could move twice or shoot twice, but couldn't move and shoot. So, right, so they have 2 actions, but they must be the same. So it could shoot, or move. But they just come on the board right next to me, so they're going to punch, it seems. Right, they've come on with the card, so they're not going to act just yet, so that gives me a chance at least. My weapon's not great though. I need Gak to come in and start blowing things up. So we've done the event card, we've done the item come up when that's brought on 2 devastators. Hostility phase is done, the trader phase, so Gak. So basically everything is range 2 to you, but you're shooting through a doorway. Does that count as cover? I don't think it would. Does a human count as cover? Can you shoot an engaged model? Ooh, these are questions. Shooting at engaged characters. Characters that are engaged with characters that are engaged with each other will be constantly moving. If you want to shoot an enemy engaged with another character, check the following. At short range, you can freely pick your target. Oh, it's choice. I would say that's short range. That looks like short range to me. So I can carefully watch them as they're tussling. Bam, bam, bam. At long range, roll a chance dice. Cool, I can go with that. I can live with that. So Gak is gonna. What kind of rifle was this again? Some sort of a line rifle, and that I can spend ammo on it. Got all these little symbols. Are they? Come on, please, 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 please. Yes, just a page away. Full charge. 4 to 5 ammo pegs were removed. 1, 2, gosh, right. Blow through half my ammo. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have a blue dice and a red dice, and I think I've just given myself 2 more red dice. You can't see my dice rolling. Oh, I think I've just broken my gun and not hit. Oh, dear me. 2 plus, the weapon is jammed and broken. And 1 hit, which will come off his 1 armour, which does nothing. What is the unjam action? Reload. There are a few other less common actions that can be made by a crew if you suffer low, it's not exhaustive. Okay, so I'm going to unjam my weapon and then move over to one of the looters. So I've got a looter here who's engaged. So he doesn't have be very lucky for him, so he's going to disengage and then try and shoot. So he's going to try and go back to his ship. 1, 2, 3, 4, which means they get 3 shots at him. And their attack is 2 red dice, two dice. They've got the panic symbol, which means nothing. And then I'm going to take a pot shots at them because I don't want to be attacked by 2 of them on my turn. So 3 dice. Oh, his weapons got one thing. What is it with faulty weapons on this ship? So I'm just going to flip that over to remember it's broken. Terrible dice rolling. See that there? Can move the dice. It's probably more beneficial to see the dice than anything else. Right. Other actions. Me. Ariana. She can dodge close combat. We haven't actually persuaded that girl yet either. I think we're going to need to kill these 2 Devastators. I don't think we can do it with the weapons that we've got. Oh, difficult. Can I persuade when I'm not engaged with any other enemy? Pants. Not in a good position. Okay, we need Gat to blow them up. He's the only one that can actually potentially blow them up. So I'm going to disengage. 1, 2, try and get cover from that doorway. What's the best thing to do? Try and find a weapon that can actually hurt them. You know what? Disengage, I'll take my hit, and then I'm going to search this room looking for a weapon that can actually hit them. Let's do their attack. They have 2 attack dice, 2 damage, and that is off Ayana. Then I'm doing a search, which is just draw something from the bag. I've got a heavy weapon. I found a big knife. I think I can use my health to get my health back. Because I think that's an effortless action. And that lets me then equip the knife without losing anything. You say that's true? So I fall back, take a hit myself with a stim, find a big knife. Maybe the stim is my knife now. So that was a fall back and a search. So we search this room. Okay, that's my 2 guys. This guy, he's just gonna loot. Has he already got his pockets full? He's already got his pockets full, but he's gonna loot. He might find better things. 2 cool pistols, military pistol, and a common enhanced pistol. Doesn't need any of them, unfortunately. As I say, I'm just using dumb AI for them. So he's done a search. Now he's gonna come and try and help his mate out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's both trade phases, so then it should be the purge. We shot, so we should have one of my yellow tokens should have gone into here, which means we're now in the watch your back stage. So we're going to see if we're getting harvesters on the board. Harvester at number 2. So they found my ship now, they're coming on at my boarding station. And I think that's an assassin. At number 6. 5, 6. Ooh, unlucky. Lars's crew is getting the bad luck this time, as he's backing away, trying to shoot in his weapon jams. This seems like a trap by the Purge all along. Laura's there with promise of weapons, and now they're going to be attacking. Right. Is there something that you attack in order? Do you always go like the most powerful one first? Purge arrive. Highest rank first, so it's going to be the assassin first. And the assassin does not have links actions, but he's in close combat anyway. That's 4 dice. Unlucky, Lars. We're going to lose someone here. Where did that blue dice go? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 dice. In close combat already. 2 hits. I've moved it. So what am I doing? 2 hits and no armour. 2 more off Captain Jace. And then he has a second action. See, no reason why I shouldn't just attack twice. 3, Lars is down. Ugh. One of the looters has been killed by an assassin. Which then means the Devastators will go next. The Devastators... Ooh, did we NPC? The NPCs go next. I think my little data chip girl is going to get eaten alive by the Devastator. I need to move everything around, I can't quite see things here. Right, it's Devastator, 2 combat dice. Yep, she's got her. So she's dropping the data chip on the floor there. Have I got the objective token out? And that's all I can do. And the other one will shoot at me, Ariana. So they shoot with 3 dice. 3 dice. 2 hits. Fairly consistent. Bang bang. 2 health off me. Dead easy. Dead easy game. Just a lot of dice rolling and chucking. Quite fun. Okay. So we got bang bang here. So killed him. Shot me. 2 damage, no armour. That's Purge's turn. No, it's not. We've got all the little guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and an attack here. 2 dice. 2 damage. And Lars is dead as well. Ah! The looters have been killed by the Purge's turn. And this one's going to try and come after the closest person. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's gone 1, 2, 3, 4. That is. Oh, this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lucky. Right, how do I pick up stuff? I think you just move over it. Check on effortless actions. Picking up or dropping or swapping an item in base contact. Trouble is, moving into base contact, I need to go into contact with those 2. Okay, so I think that's it, that's the turn. NPC phase. We've got an NPC here. Trade. It's only me to trade with, and he's in a very dodgy position. So he's not going to move towards that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Should have stayed on my crew. Maybe. Right. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. What am I going to do? So they're dead. I'm not going to try and save them. Don't need to. So I might as well just focus on me now. This is a violent game. Bloody violent game. Right. Okay. Gak. Take out him and then I can pick that up. Right. Gak. I don't have enough ammo. 7 plus 7 ammo. What does that do? Does it show if it's a symbol is a tick? It doesn't have the tick. Alright, 2 dice. It's short range. Let's do it. Use a peg. Goes onto the fretboard. Hold on. Hold on. Hold your horses. Put put a black thing down for a new turn and draw an event for a new turn. You're speeding ahead of yourself there. There we go. Calm down. Relaxed and guarded. No, we're not. We're past that. We're in watch your back. Reacts. The nearest harvester to a trader makes a move action towards that trader. So you're going to make a move action. I've got a feeling because he's moved into me, he gets a free attack because it's a harvester. I'm going to do that. And I've not got armour, so I've taken 1 damage to Gak. Bam. Now I'm engaged, so I can't shoot. And that's annoying. But at least Gak can punch. Okay, so it's going to be bang, bang. It might work. We might save this game. Put that on. That's my turn. Done that, done that. Use a skill point, because I can roll 4 dice. Skill point to use his special ability. There we go. First action. Retrograde. Now he's going to use his shoot action. And it's going to shoot at that Devastator who's not in combat. 2 damage. 1 gets blocked. 1 goes through. Boom. We take 1 out. This is working in our favour. So that's his 2 actions. He uses a skill point to do a melee attack. An extra damage melee attack on the harvester next to him. And then he used his line rifle to shoot. And luckily he rolled 2 hits. So 1 was blocked to check the Devastator out. That means Ariane can move there, 1 action. I think it was a free action to pick up the objective, and then another move action to move the hell out of there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's a faster mover. Yes, yes, it's working for me. Right, okay. Is the next action, please? Trader phase, purge phase. Purge are going to arrive on the board. Okay, watch your back. So, do we get harvester? Number 6. That doesn't sound good. Where's number 6? Oh, it's number 6. That's not too bad. They're harvesting the poor corpse of Lars now. They're easy to lose. I don't like these tokens. Do we get a assassin? Yes, we do at number 1, but I think we get the next one down. Ah, that's over there. It should be safe because we've already got the assassin on the board. There's only 1 in the box. Okay, dokie, purge. And now purge will all activate. So this Devastator is going to shoot at Gak. He is behind the box, so I'm going to give him cover. And he has 3 dice. And shoots twice because he's got linked actions. Blocked by the cover, I believe. And the second attack. 1's blocked by the cover, 2 go through. Oof. He's got a stim pack, he's okay. And there's nothing else to attack him in this area. And we are by our ship. I think we can make it. Bang, we've been badly wounded, but we can get off. Purge, the rest of the purge. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How fast an assassin? 1, 2, 3, 4. This guy's going to move up. Ooh, that could be nasty. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lots of baddies on the board, all moving around. We're zoning in on me. This is feeling hardwired now when things just zone in on you. Other than that, no one can actually see and do anything. NPC phase, we've got 1 in the middle. And that is join the crew. Yeah, I think he wants to join my crew again. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to go through the door. I don't think he's going to jump through the window. He certainly doesn't have that symbol on that he's athletic to jump through windows, so he's just going to sort of move in that direction. NPC phase, assessment phase, remove tokens, have events. Need more black pegs. Where did I move the black pegs to? Black peg in. Doesn't mean that it's an event. Watch your back phase. Hey, the nearest civilian to a purge distracts it. Immediately move that purge character towards that civilian. Oh dear. I'm going to ask that on the forums, does he get a free attack? I'm going to say he does. And that's a civilian dead. Watch your back! Ah, that happens in movies, watch out! Gone. Okay, back to me. I'm going to keep priority because the trader looters are dead. I don't need to save them, they're enemies. Okay, what we're going to do, Gak. Just haul on out of there, I think. As long as nothing comes on at number 2, we're safe. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're on our ship next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're off. I've won the objective. I just need to get Gak off. I think this is it. Purge phase. Do we get new purge on the board? Not really going to matter, but let's roll it anyway. Nope, we don't get a harvester. Nope, we don't get a assassin. So they're all going to move towards me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, that might be a shot. We might lose Gak. Didn't think of that. I can, drag him off by the legs. 1, 2, 3. 3 dice long range. I'll give him a little bit of cover because it's going over. Ugh. 3 dice. Gak is dead. Bang! I want to save him because he's got a good weapon. He can't move again because they are move or shoot characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what the dragging me out action is like. There's something about that. Items or skills that restore health, such as... Oh, I could have healed myself. I forgot that. Yeah. Oh, they can activate as normal in the current round. Okay, so it seems that I go move 1, 2. Use a stim pack. He gets 2 health. He's prone. Shouldn't matter. And that was a free action, and I can move back onto the ship with my second action. Stand up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have I done it? Job done. Did I get anything else wrong? So apart from a few should have had 1 actions, 2 actions right at the start, they did well there. I don't think they're going to chase me onto the ship, so we are blasting off. I don't think it really matters where my little ship was on that board, it was around about that area. That is lethal, but what a game! That's quite fun. Yeah, remember in the thread tracker, get used to it. You will get used to it if you slow down a little bit. So easy to get wiped out. So maybe I should, think about cover. It's when they come behind you, that's the scary thing. This trader legging it off here. So every game's sort of different, very different to my first playthrough. Civilians sort of really milled around the middle a lot. And in my first playthrough, I shook down civilian, got the data crew. The enemy looters picked up a really good gun, and as I said, if they were in a good position, he had this short-range weapon, he just blasted me, shot me, took it off. Tried to get my laws to come back, and they legged off, and I was eaten alive by harvesters. Yeah, interesting. Anyway, let's do a chat afterwards and see how... Hello there, welcome back. So, how did you find the game? So I'm doing sort of real-time videos now. Probably can do that while I'm in lockdown, while I'm playing solo games. So I can definitely do that more in the future. But anyway, let's talk about the game Cold Space. So there were 2 very different games I played. We're seeing the second one where I knew the rules a little bit better. Hey little girl. And this is Twilight, by the way. If you can even see her, she is a stealth cat. She doesn't generally show up on camera. Anyway, Cold Space. Hello, my name's Mark. Welcome back. So how was that game? So I tried to make a few sort of points. Cover how it was definitely fun. But I got a few things wrong. So at the start, when I drew an event card, that should have given me 1 action. I had one of the looter crew have 2 actions. That was easily fixed. I just had 1 action on the next turn. Dead easy. 2 things that I might have got critically wrong though. So comment below what you think. When I checked 1 civilian, he didn't have the data chip. The second civilian died, and then I said the data chip definitely went to the hacker. I'm wondering now, could the dead body still have had the data chip and should have still persuaded and shut down my civilian, which was where all the action was when those devastators came on? That left me wondering what I should have done, because I might have had to go and loot that other body. Other than that, and then finally, also at a Devastator point in the game, because there was a lot going on, I think I had a Devastator, should have had 2 actions. On the video, I think I only shot once. So that's unfortunate, sort of 2 minor mistakes. I don't think it detracted from the game in any way, and I don't want you to go outside because there's another cat. Anyway. Yeah, so, I mean, that second shot on Ariana could have been a life and death shot. We will never know. Other than that, I've got my pros and cons for the game so far, 2 games in. So, I mean, I picked up the game because someone recommended it as Rangers of Shadow Deep in space. I was already into some Cyberpunk. I've got Infinity, I picked up Hardwire. I mean, I have been thinking about going like down 15mm route. And I have interesting battle system terrain as well. And I like that it played out on a 2x2 foot board. It's very lockdown friendly. So the terrain is absolutely lovely. I've only punched it and put it up once and disabled it once, dismantled it once, and it seems fine. It looks very robust to me. I think it'll survive many times. The minis are lovely. I really like the smuggler pirates aesthetic. I love Firefly. I love Killjoys, Badlands, things like that on Amazon. Lots of sci-fi tropes in there. Even Altered Carbon, Blade Runner, etc. Really channeling that vibe. I like the poses. I like that they're not all military poses. Cass. Stop. Come on. I like that they're not all military poses. I love the ones where they're sort of just picking up the gun, ready to swing. It's sort of in the I'm looking over my shoulder, around the corner sort of poses. I like the sort of hackers and the civilians which don't have any weapons at all. Looks great. If you're looking through the book, when it starts to show you miniatures from other sets, you've got that big alien there. The aliens look all fantastic. The one on the back is fantastic. I love the paint jobs. I'm really looking forward to getting the paint on some of these. And this fantastic street scene. Go. I think that really sets the game off. Brilliant. After I finished that second game and I sort of did the XP, it looks like just if you're successful of getting, even just returning from the mission, you get a career point on which you can use to spend on, as well as the crew card, there is a career progression and there's like a class, so you can be hunter or support, crew, tech and such like that. You can put a point in certain values down there, and they're not all combat focused. It's not all, shoot twice, shoot and ignore armor and such like that. There are hacking skills, repairing skills, jamming skills, evading, fading to the black. So it sounds like, and knocking prone. It sounds like you could have sort of a non-combat orientated crew who sort of knock down the big robots and then skitter away, maybe. I don't know. I mean, just looks like a possibility. I haven't delved in it, so I'm 2 games in, but I'm really liking what I'm seeing. I'm loving the sort of toolbox RPG aspects that I'm seeing. The rules are dead simple. I mean, it's just 2 coloured dice. You're always rolling a blue dice, and you only add other red coloured dice to it. So that's dead simple. And if you score over their armour, they're taken off. No wounds. It's only the human traders that have wounds. So that is fantastic, and I like the mission variety. I mean, I played the same mission twice. It played out twice, differently twice, both times. But looking through other missions, I'm liking how the civilians are sort of the objectives sometimes, and they might move around and do their own thing on the board. That's really cool. I'm liking how the spawn points for the enemy move around the board as well. They're not always, on this mission, they were very evenly all around the side of the board, so the enemy could come on behind you potentially. On other missions, like, all the spawn points are on one side of the board, so it's very much an invasion that are coming on from that side of the board, and there must be some sort of attrition in there. On other missions, I've seen that the groups spawn points together, so there's more threat on this side of the board than that side of the board. Things like that. I can see that playing out very differently and making the game more varied. And for variety as well, I didn't really mention it in the video, but the threat tracker has different stages, like relaxed, watch my back, on guard, etc. And the event cards have those phrases on too. So the event cards, even though it only looks like a few event cards, it looks like there's going to be more variety when you shuffle those up. So that looks like it'll really spice things up. What I've got as a con, so it was a fast and deadly game, loved that, that was fun for it. The cons are potentially the setup. I've only set it up once, so I can't really comment, but I had it set up for days and it's just been on that table like that. And I was loath to take it down. I wanted to try something else, but I was loath to take it down. But then when I did take it down, I think it's not as bad as I think it's going to be. The treasure set setting up, having little tokens. I've already lost one of the tokens for one of the characters because they come with an unarmored ability. Unfortunately, I lost that. I'm going to have to sort of move my tables around, see if it's gone under a table, because I'm sure I didn't throw it in the bin. And it might have been hoovered up. Let's go back. And the final thing is the treasure setup. So this mission wasn't too bad with the treasure because there were no rare items, but I can see it get fiddly mixing up treasure tokens that are rare, and then after a game having to find that rare one, keep it aside, stuff like that. It's a little bit of time put into the beginning to make the game a slightly better experience. Not too bad. Games that I'll say it's sort of similar to. So as Hero Quest, I kind of like that the board's laid out, you can search rooms, you've got an objective, it's dead easy, only a couple of dice, it's dead easy to kill the monsters. That sort of leads me on to the more modern game, like the adventure system games, Dungeons and Dragons adventure system games, which are my first ever dungeon crawl games in modern board gaming. And you could also compare it to things like Pandemic, where you've got special skills that will migrate the oncoming threat, like knocking them down, or ignoring their armour when you shoot them and such like that, or shooting extra times. And then there's Hardwired, which is my most recent game, which can be played. I played it in 15mm because I was looking at small space games in lockdown, but I kind of picked this up thinking I could play it in 28mm as well. One, it's got loads of cyberpunk critters, it's got hackable enemy robots, so combining that with my Infinity Force, I've got a good hardwired, futuristic, and even Reality's Edge. There are other model agnostic games out there, and I'm sort of looking into Rogue Stars as well. That one sort of tweaked my interest a little bit. And that's it. Wow, I covered all what I wanted to say quite. I did this recording twice, or more than twice. I think this is my most concise recording yet, even though I'm just like the cats in and out. So, yeah. Cool space. Kind of like it from Battle Systems. Terrain is very versatile. I can see me using that terrain in, say, Star Wars Legion, Kill Team, Hardwired, as I've mentioned, many other games. Possibly the miniatures as well when I go into my model agnostic Osprey games. It's all very cool. And now I'm looking at the map and thinking, oh, can I make a gas fans? Can I make gates out of that? It's a little bit small, but maybe I can do micro machines on a weird factory floor. Anyway, I'm rambling now, so I'm going to wrap it up there. That's been Mark's Dice Tales. That has been Mark's first delve into Cold Space. This is by no means a review. It's just my first thoughts on playing the game twice, playing the same mission twice. Looking forward to getting through the 9 missions. As I say, just depends on how much I feel that it takes to set up the train, but I've bought it for the train, so obviously it packs down well. It packs down small. I've actually taken it out of the core box, and I've now got it in a box like this. It all fits in fairly nicely, as long as I don't mess it about too much. Yeah, it's cool. Recommended for me so far on the first few attempts. Definitely has me itching to get the expansions and looking at Zeds, choose out the Zeds, possibly then the Purge one, possibly then the expanded rulebook. Don't know if I should maybe get that sooner. And then the Core Space military police. That looks interesting. And I think there's another rulebook, another campaign book, though I think I've got to look into whether you need new terrain for that. We can make do with what's in the core set. I do not know. So things to discover, and I'm sure I will talk about them in future videos. It was definitely, I knew it was in my recommended, this was the outline one, this was number 10 in my recommended solo games video a few videos ago. And yeah, I'm glad I picked it up, but I do have other projects coming, so it might not see the table time it deserves. but it'll be something that I would come back to in the future, I think. Speaking of the future, I fancy getting some X-Wing to the table again, the release solo rules, and I fancy getting some solo Gaslands. I've noticed the solo Gaslands. And then I've got Zone Alpha, and then by then, with a couple of videos down, Skyrim might have arrived, and the Battle System Fantasy terrain might have arrived. And I hear that they might be doing a Kickstarter for a fantasy version of this. So now I've played it, I think I'll be very much interested in knowing more of what's going on there. I think I will possibly be a backer, because I missed out on all the expansions for this one, but, you know, yeah, let's leave it there. If this was any use to you, or you liked the style, or just want to comment on some of the rules that I mentioned, do let me know in the comments below. Do like and subscribe, because keep me going and making these video blogs. I make the video blogs because I'm rubbish at writing. Cool, yeah, cool space. Thumbs up from me. Thanks for watching, Max Dice Tales. Goodbye. What I really like about poses, as I say, some of the non-combatant poses, some of the hacker poses, and the non-sort of points in the gun, the more swinging the gun up into position poses, or the putting the hand back to say calm down, or join my crew, or I'm hacking into an interface. I like all those poses, and I really like all the alien poses. It's got a big Star Wars Cantina vibe, I'm going to say Altered Carbon, Killjoys I think is what I've seen on Amazon. Lots of tropes going in there, lots of crews. And the pictures in the book show the other expansions, and it just sort of leaves you sort of wanting that little bit extra. I mean, there's a fish-headed type alien on the photo there. The big brute one in the photo at the very bottom there. I'm not going to get to focus on that one, but lots of different varieties of aliens and characters, human characters. Not all combaty, so you've some civilians. I like that. So not WYSIWYG, because your action board tells you what your character's carrying. We just had a discussion in a Facebook group about how important is WYSIWYG. I don't think it's important at all. The missions look varied. I've only played the same mission twice so far, but I've scanned through the other missions. I like that some of the missions have objectives which are civilians, so that civilian's going to move around and shoot at you and run for cover and such like that. That's fantastic. The rules are really simple. Some people have said that they were flicking around the rulebook quite a lot. I had a few questions that I needed to get answered on the Facebook group. It's just a little bit vague for me, and the way that some of the cardboard tokens sort of say you've got 2 actions, but then it says I only roll for 1. Is that an activation? Am I meant to be rolling twice? That was my main hang-up. Everything else seems to be very straightforward. And I am intrigued, because there is a bigger book, an expanded rulebook. I'm intrigued about that. What is in it exactly? What would I want from it? How many games do I want to get from the core set before I even think about that? So the rules are fairly simple. I think I could pick it up and play it again very quickly without having to reverse to the rulebook too often. You know, maybe checking things like, can I shoot into combat? Yes, you can at short range, or you can risk it by, if you're doing a long range shot into combat. A few rules like that you might forget, but it wouldn't be game breaking if you did and you came up with your own little rule. Dead simple dice mechanic. Always roll the blue dice, and then any other dice that you add, you're just adding more red dice. There's only 2 dice colours in it at the moment. I don't know if expansions bring in more, but super simple. Reminds me of a few games. Main game probably being Hero Quest, in that the map's laid out for you, you know where you're going roughly, and you're looking for treasure chests and loots and killing the monsters, while maybe trying to get to an objective room and get out. So it's definitely a Hero Quest kind of vibe there. I'm going to mention Advanced Dungeons and Dragons adventure system games. I really like those games. They were my first board game, miniature game. They're simple, just a d20 dice and really simple monsters that most often die with 1 hit, like they do in this game, until you get to the boss creatures. Similar, not saying. I mean, I love those games because I can reuse the minis. I think I can see me reusing these minis. I can reuse the train. Everything is reusable here. It's a real toolbox system. What else have I got on my little list here? Probably, if it's similar to HeroQuest, it's probably similar to things like Space Crusade and games that came out in a similar ilk in the time. Hardwired is the last, which has got me into the sort of, I started doing 15mm games, and Hardwired had, you're trying to go for an objective and then just enemies flooding the board. Near the end of the game, it felt like enemies were really flooding the board. So I had a little bit of that to it. It was fast, it was deadly. I was surprised about how quickly my guys went down. So in the next few games, I think I'm going to be clumping my heroes together and maybe even going cooperative. I've played my AI enemy team, because it's a 2-player game normally. That would really spice it up if you're playing 2-player, but playing it solo kind of worked, as you saw. Just playing the sort of a dumb crew was just looting. But I'm wondering how difficult it's going to get in future missions. Am I going to need to cooperate more? And I still want a little bit of that betrayal. If it gets near the end and there's a betrayal on the lines, I want to be going down that route. And yeah, it just seems like a cool toolbox. Like, you really add more to it. I can see lots of expansion material. It's already got some good expansions. There are extra Purge. There are extra gangers who look like they're going to be different to civilians, maybe a bit hard rammed. I don't know about them yet. And extra sort of, I'm going to say mole cops, space cops, who would also track down us traders, free traders. I'm loving it. Cons, treasure setup's a little bit of a ball ache. Putting the little tokens into the boxes, fishing out the tokens, arranging the tokens at the start, that's really annoying. Train setup, so far I've only set up the train once, straight from punching it, went straight forward, and when I took it down I was wondering how to best store it, but I ended up just taking it all apart, putting the clips in a bag and keeping them all in a clump of cards. I think it's going to be fine. I don't think there's going to be any problem with that. I do wonder how lucky and swingy the game is, because I played 2 games, and in both games one of the crews had a very hard time because where the enemy spawned, and just went sort of focused on that gang. So as I say, if we're working together and we're working in clumps rather than going off on our own little devices looting, how would that migrate to the look? So I've got a question to ask. It's not a review, this is just my first impressions, my first pros and cons. The tokens annoy me as well. I think I would have preferred cards, to be honest, because these little tokens, I'm already losing them. I've lost some of the tokens for the actual aliens. They're meant to come with an unarmoured ability. I had to look for a picture online to find out what his unarmoured ability was. So I don't know how I managed to lose a token already. I've only had it for a week. And that's it. That's my pros and cons.